Hello everybody, welcome back to the playthrough. We're on episode number 80, another milestone episode, and today's episode is going to be a little bit longer. We're going to go for about 40 minutes because I want to go back to the swamp and mine a boatload of iron, and a literal boatload of iron. So yeah, unfortunately this is going to be another iron mining episode, so if you're a bit sick of seeing me inside the swamp crypts and mining iron, you might want to skip this one. I do apologise. I also need to issue another apology, actually, because it has been several days since our last episode was uploaded. I am very sorry that I've been very slow on uploading these. I basically started making my kind of guide series for the Path of Exile 2 bosses, and I got a little bit caught up in recording and playing and making those videos, so yeah, Path of Exile, Valheim kind of got ignored a little bit. I do apologise. But we are continuing on with it. To be honest, I did actually want to get this episode done on Monday, but I was a bit stupid because sometimes when I'm at work, if it's quiet, I'll take my laptop with me and I'll do a little bit of editing in like during the quiet times. And I did that on, I think it was Friday last week. I think it was Friday. And I basically took my hard drive with me that has all of my Valheim footage on there. And then I obviously brought it home, and I think what I did was I chucked it on the sofa, I chucked it on the bed, and it must have fallen off and fallen down the back, because when I went to find my hard drive on Monday to start recording this footage, or start recording this audio, I couldn't find it at all whatsoever. And it wasn't until about midway through today, actually, I managed to see this little wire kind of sticking out from underneath my bed, and I was like, oh, it's my hard drive. So yeah, that was a bit of a dumb move from me. I think it was just because I threw my bag on the bed, and I think they must have fallen out and just fallen down the back, and obviously I didn't realise because I still had headphones in from travelling, so yeah, that was a bit silly of me. Anyway, we did find the hard drive, and we have recovered all of the footage. I did really worry myself for 2 full days, because I genuinely thought I'd lost the hard drive, and that it was just out in the ether somewhere in the world, and some person had found a 2 terabyte hard drive full of all this video game footage that I've recorded. It has quite a lot on there, actually. It's got Valheim, it's got Path of Exile 2, it's got some of the World of Warcraft stuff, it's got all of my Helldivers stuff, so yeah. That would not have been great to lose that. So I've basically just sat myself down and said, right, we're not taking this to work anymore, no longer, we're not running that risk anymore. It's just not worth losing all of that time of recording and stuff like that. So yeah, we're not doing that any further. We'll just have to leave the editing for our downtime at home. Oh, there's a falling. Go away, you. Now, the first thing I'm doing, I did say I wanted to go to the swamp and mine some iron, but the first thing I'm doing is I want to build up this swamp, this kind of plains base that we're going to build. We need to wall off quite a large section of the plains, so I thought it'd better off to actually just chop the trees down because it's right here, rather than cutting it all down at our main base and then carrying it over. So we can actually just leave some here. I'm not sure if I'm going to build the walled off area in this Draugr town. I did think about building a bit of a base there, but then thought that it's just easier having it in the plains because we need to grow the barley and the flax, so we're going to build it in the actual plains. I do this every time, so why I thought I was going to build a Draugr town as well was just silly. Especially considering we've cleared the Draugr out, so there's no spawners left. But yeah, we're basically just going to start off with the plains base. I don't think I'll spend too much time doing that right now. I think we're just gathering the wood. We'll probably build the walls. We do need to knock down a whole bunch of the buildings as well, which is going to take some time because they're made out of wood and we have to just chop away at them with our axe. But we'll get started on that at some point. Well, to be fair, I might just dump all the wood in here. How much do we have? 4 stacks? That's not bad. I might take it back actually because we could use some for smelting. We're going to need a lot of wood for smelting iron. And these trees are right next to the portal as well. So actually, yeah, I think we'll take this back. We'll use this at home to turn into coal, because I kind of want to have this next level of armour before we start spending large amounts of time in the plains. Just quickly double checking my notes here, just making sure I know what it is that I'm actually doing. It's kind of awkward doing the audio this way. I'm really looking forward to moving house and being able to do playing and audio at the same time, rather than having to do audio post-playing, because then I have to kind of re-watch all the footage, work out what it is that I was doing, and then kind of commentate it, which is not the best. I don't think that's the greatest way of doing it, but I think it does speed up the playthrough a little bit. Sometimes I miss things which are quite silly, and I do try and mention everything that I see, but sometimes I do miss important things. Like some of the recipes we've unlocked, I've missed those in the past, so again, I do apologise for that. But I think it makes the playthrough go a bit quicker, because if I was commentating whilst playing, pretty much everything I did would take twice as long, because I'd be obviously commentating what I'm doing and showing you where I get stuff from and all that kind of stuff, so I don't know, it's kind of swings and roundabouts. Anyway, we have pretty much all the wood we're going to need. Yeah, I don't think we'll do the plains base in this episode. I think we'll focus on that when we actually want to move a base to the plains. Because we're pretty much going to move a lot of stuff over there in terms of... Well, maybe not actually. We might just leave the farms there. It's difficult to decide because I don't want to have to farm everything up, like in terms of iron and copper and bronze and stuff like that to make all of the crafting tables over there. Because we're not going to spend a huge amount of time there after we've crafted all of the gear. So there's not a huge amount of point doing that. At least I don't think there is. If you wanted to do that, you could have a base in every biome. I have said this before. If you really wanted to put the time and the effort in to build a base in every biome, you could theme that base around the biome as well. I'm kind of playing for streamlining the process rather than having a base in every biome, especially considering some biomes we won't be going back to. Like, it's very rare that we'll go back to the mountain now. Maybe we'll go back and do some of the Howling Caverns, which are the hard mode versions of the caves that we found. We might do those. You know, it's going to be very rare that we go back to the Black Forest side to farm some Grey Dwarfs and stuff like that. But, I don't know. It depends on how you want to play the game. With me, I like to streamline things and get as much stuff as possible. Okay, so we've got another 10 black metal bars. So let's do some more of the blast furnace. Let's fill that up completely. Let's put some more wood on to turn into coal. To be fair, we still have a few stacks of coal as well, so we're doing alright on coal so far. Yeah, we've got over 160, which is quite nice, and then we'll put some more wood on. Oh, we do have 2 of these kilns going, so that's probably the reason why. Oh, another thing, if you can hear any rattling sounds, it's very, very windy in the UK today. It is currently the 18th of December. I don't plan on having any kind of break over the Christmas period in terms of uploads. If anything, I'm trying to forward record things. Forward record. What am I talking about? I'm basically trying to have enough footage or enough videos like finished and ready to upload for the Christmas period, because there are going to be a few days that I have off from work. It's the sad thing about working in retail. You don't really get much time off over the Christmas period. I think I get 3 days off over Christmas and then 2 days over the New Year's, so yeah, I won't be spending too much time doing anything other than just working and sitting at home getting fat and watching TV and playing games. But yeah, I'm going to have uploads going. I'm planning on uploading at least 2 videos Christmas Day, so again, if any of you are looking for things to watch on Christmas Day, I will be uploading a couple of new things. It will be another episode of this playthrough, and we'll also have another episode of the Path of Exile 2 series we've got going. Anyway, we're back in the swamp, and I think we've finished this crypt, so we're going to take down the portal and find another one. Oh no, this crypt was the one we finished originally. We just didn't move the portal to this next one that we started, so we'll probably move there. But yeah, life is very, very busy right now. Too many things to do, not enough time to do it all. Especially with recording. One thing I do like about my new series is that the videos are very short. They're only about 4 or 5 minutes each. Some of them will be a bit longer for the longer fights, but a lot of them are very short, so it's quite quick and easy to make and upload and edit these videos. But I will say that I'm strengthening my resolve to carry on with Valheim. I'm definitely not giving up on it. I don't want anyone to think that I'm not going to be continuing to play, because I definitely want to get this playthrough done as far as I can get it, and then obviously continue doing it when we get to any of the future updates that they do. But I want to try and get as much done as possible, as quickly as possible, obviously without losing any quality on the episodes as well. I want to actually improve the quality of my recordings and not just kind of stay at this level. I'm okay with this level of quality that we've made, but I think we need to improve, or continue improving. But it would be nice to free up some of the time I dedicate to recording and editing this series to work on other stuff as well, especially for Path of Exile. I do plan on making Path of Exile quite a big feature of the channel. It is one of the main games I want to stick with playing, especially given that as a... Oh, apologies if you heard that rattling, I think something just fell off the roof. Yeah, I want to make Path of Exile 2 quite a big feature of the channel, and I know that obviously with it only just being an early access, it's going to be going for 6 months at least, so I do want to continue making lots of content for it. But I obviously want to continue doing with Valheim as well. I also want to branch out a little bit as well. The playthrough series has been good, but I wouldn't mind doing like a how-to series of like how to upgrade stuff and things like that, and how to build a base and all the different new crafting things that you can use, like the various things that I haven't used in this playthrough, like the warding rune, I believe it's called. There's a little statue that you can build that protects an area, protects it from other players, means that they can't use doors and chests and they can't destroy things and build things, which is quite nice. You'll notice that the vendors or the merchants have that in their camps. They have a couple of different little statues. It's that bubble that you can see. You can't build anything in that bubble, you can't destroy anything in that bubble. That's basically what those runes are. So it kind of showcases you what those runes actually do, or those warding things. Anyway, let's crack on with digging out these piles of poo, because that's pretty much what they are. I know it says muddy scrap pile, but come on, we're in a sewer system, it's definitely poo. Probably troll poo, we've been eating too much iron. Okay, we are going to be here for a while digging out some of these muddy scrap piles, just to make you all aware. I do apologise that it's going to be a while. But we do need plenty of iron, and there will be things that we need iron for when we progress past the plains as well. The one little teaser that I can give you is that we have been playing and recording some more of the Mistlands area, because if you remember I mentioned in the previous episode that I was kind of giving a little look behind the curtain of the series, and one of the things I stated was that with recordings I had made it up until pretty much the start of the Mistlands. I pretty much just started exploring the Mistlands, and that was pretty much everything I'd recorded when I first started doing the series. So this was several months ago now, actually. And yeah, recently when I started focusing on Valheim purely and not branching out onto all these other things that weren't doing very well, when I started focusing purely on Valheim, I started playing and recording again, so I've been progressing through the Mistlands, and I have needed some more iron. I have also needed some more copper and stuff like that, because I do plan on building a big Mistlands base. But fortunately enough, the Mistlands does give you some stuff to avoid having to sail it all there. So again, this is one thing I do love about the devs for Valheim, is that they do put a lot of effort into quality of life, and they understand that players don't want to have to be sailing pretty much 90% of the game. And with the fact that you can't travel through portals with bars and stuff, they've obviously, like, as you progress further and further away from your base, they know that you're going to need iron and copper and stuff like that. But they've also given you a way to get it in those further away zones like the Mistlands without having to sail back and forth constantly. So yeah, I do appreciate the devs for the effort they've put into the quality of life stuff in Valheim. They've done very well with it since developing it. It actually shocks me sometimes, because when I upload a new episode, when you're uploading a new video onto YouTube, you can, like, as you're going through the different settings, like tags and the date it was recorded and the language and stuff like that, at the bottom there is an option that you can fill out that says, like, what, like, section do you want it in. Obviously I select gaming, and then you can even type in the title of the game and select that. If you look at, when you're watching a video, when you're scrolling down, you've got the description part just underneath the video, and then just under that you'll probably see gaming and then the actual game name. The creator has to go on and put that in manually and then select it from a list. It catches me off guard when I see it and it says that Valheim was released in 2021. I was like, wow, this game's been out for nearly 3 years. And it's doing this well. If anything, it's been out for over 3 years. It's nearly 4 now. Really happy with how far it's come and how much they've done with it. For an early access game, it certainly caught me off guard as to how polished and smooth it felt. I've barely seen any bugs whatsoever in Valheim. Any glitches, nothing like that. I've seen a couple in videos that other people have made from rare situations that they've had happen on their playthroughs and their worlds. But in terms of my games, I've barely ever seen them. it's very rare to actually encounter some kind of glitch or bug on Valheim, which, again, it's a very impressive feature, as most games these days seem to come out with a variety of different bugs, and it's all about discovering which ones you can find, which ones break the game and which ones don't. But I also understand that for a lot of developers, the size of games these days is very difficult for them to be able to quality check every single aspect of every game they release. Especially for the massive ones, it must be very difficult for them to make sure they can get enough testing done to fix all of the broken stuff, but then not have that testing go on for like a year. It's one of the reasons why I'm glad that Valheim has come out 6 months before they plan on releasing it for early access, which is good. Early access is essentially beta testing. You can pay to have access to it. I know that some people aren't happy with that. A lot of people think it's pay to win, which I don't think is true, because I imagine when they go to full release they'll either reset accounts or something like that, maybe. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they won't. But it is essentially just beta testing. I myself have filled out a couple of like bug reports for them of stuff that I've seen happen that probably shouldn't. And I've got more than my fair share of balancing complaints, but we'll not talk about that now, because we're not playing Path of Exile, we're playing Valheim. Apologies, this video is mainly going to be a bit of a chatting video, because we are just going through swamp crypts repeatedly, so we are going to be doing that for a while. I thought this episode might be a good one for us to have a bit of an update episode as to how the series is going and what we plan on doing and progression and stuff like that. I'm trying not to give too much away about the future of the series and what happens and stuff like that. I won't spoil anything too much, but I will give little teasers and hints and stuff like that. Wow, we got a ton of iron. That's pretty good. Just dumping it all at the doorway so that we can pick it up when we leave and just walk it back to the boat. Shouldn't be that bad to carry it all back, as long as you don't get attacked by lots of different swamp creatures, but I don't know, I think we'll be alright. And one thing I am going to try with this episode is that when I was re-watching this footage after recording it this morning before doing the audio, I noticed that after about 30 or 40 minutes of mining iron and getting stuff ready and stuff like that, I start sailing it back, but throughout that sailing back, nothing happens apart from me just sailing. So, start of the next episode might be when we're back at base. Like, it might just be the end of the voyage back at home base. But I will also double check as well, just in case we have any sea serpent attacks or anything in that voyage. I'm pretty sure, because I was just kind of skimming through it, like doing plus 10 seconds all the time, and I'm pretty sure it was just sailing that we were doing. But I will double check just in case. If there's any sea serpent battles, then I'll keep it in. But just so you're all aware, start of the next episode might be the start where we're back at base and we don't do the sailing. Like I mentioned in a previous episode, I am trying to cut down the amount of filler stuff that we've got in terms of voyages and stuff like that. If it's important exploration or something like that, I won't take it out, but for stuff like, oh, I'm going to sail back a whole bunch of black metal, I'm going to sail back a whole bunch of iron, it's going to take me 15 minutes, but you're going to have to sit and watch me sail for 15 minutes and not really have anything to commentate on, and we're not going to get attacked or anything like that, then yeah, we'll probably just cut that out, just to save a bit of time. Like I said, like I said in a previous episode, I do want to kind of speed up a little bit in terms of episode releasing and stuff like that, because, again, we heard on the grapevine that there might be thinking, or they are working on the next biome, and I haven't made it to the current biome, which is the Ashlands, so yeah, we need to get a bit of a wriggle on. Right, we are going to go and dump our stuff back on the boat, and we're going to head home because we need to repair, because, yeah, we are running very low on our durability for everything. Well, the pickaxe. Oh, we're stuck in a mud hole. Jeez. Oh, there is just a tiny little hole right there that we got stuck in. Good job, me. Way to use your eyes. I was trying to use the path of least resistance, and it turns out we got stuck in a hole. Good job. This is going to take a while. I apologise. You have to let... we should obviously mark this thing. We're going to mark the... We don't need to mark the cavern, the crypts, but we have marked the iron. We're just going to leave it there, sprint back and drop this stuff in the boat, and then come back, because we're quite far from the coast, and I don't want to be slowly waddling my way through the swamp. We could make use of a cart, but yeah, I think it's just quicker for us to do it this way. So yeah, the overall gist of this episode, lots of plans, lots of things going on. We've got plenty to keep us busy over the next month or two. We've got a bit of a busy Christmas break coming up. I'm not going anywhere, just pretty much staying at home for most of it. Got plenty to keep myself busy with though. But don't worry, I'm not going to go Christmas mad on everything. I'm not that big of a Christmassy person myself. I occasionally get into the spirit of it, especially at work, because, you know, working in a retail environment, a lot of people come in and we do serve a lot of, like, younger customers. Like, we have lots of families and kids coming in, so I do kind of get into the spirit whilst at work, but I don't know, I've just never really been that much of a Christmassy Easter type person myself. Don't really celebrate it too much. I kind of, like, me and my family do all of our Christmassy things like a month in advance because it's just easier for our schedules to do it that way rather than having to try and get the time off. And especially with me working in retail, it's very difficult to get time off at this time of year. So, yeah, it's not easy to have time off, but we've got plans. We always make plans, regardless of how many days off we get. At the very least, I'm going to get at the very least, I'm going to get a boatload of Valheim and Path of Exile played. Might record some more Valheim, hopefully get through to the Ashlands, and then we'll continue smashing through Path of Exile as we are wanting to try and finish it as soon as possible. I say finish it, we want to get to the end game as soon as possible. Oh, there's some scrap iron there. That's weird. I wonder why that's on the floor there, because nothing drops it, and I didn't drop one random individual piece. That's peculiar. I wonder why that's there. Oh, I know why that is. So, you will have noticed, sometimes when we're digging out these muddy scrap piles, there are sections of it that are kind of stuck in the wall, and there's like a tiny little piece of the muddy scrap pile that's sticking out from the side, and we hit that, and then 9 times out of 10 we don't get anything from it. That's what that is. So if you mine something out of the ground, but 90% of the thing you're mining is underneath the game kind of just spits it up. But sometimes it comes out in a bit of a random direction, or it comes up in a location that's further away from where you mined it. I think that's what like occasionally you will see like 1 or 2 bits of scrap iron just on the floor next to the crypt that you're mining iron from. I think that's it, honestly. I think that's what happens. I think it's so far in the wall that it doesn't just spit it out where you're mining it. I think it actually just spits it out near the entrance of the crypt. Because nothing in the swamp actually drops iron if you kill it, so it's not like with the fullings and the black metal scraps that they drop. So nothing actually drops iron. And it's just, sometimes I walk past the crypt and there's just a piece of iron sat there that I didn't notice before. It's quite nice though, it's an extra piece that we could always use. Right, just make sure we've repaired everything. We have put some more black metal onto smelt. We've also got some more wood to burn into coal. Just kind of double checking everything before we head back out there. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cull off some of the wolves as we have a absolute metric. Oh wow, we have a lot of wolves. I'm really sorry, doggos. I thought that wolf behind me was attacking me because I was attacking them. I'm sorry, wolves, I'm sorry, but we have to. There's too many of you. Like 2 or 3 is enough. There we go. I always feel bad after doing that, but we have to. We don't need that many wolves. I know I haven't explained it very well, but in a certain size of area, so in a certain space, you can only have a certain amount of animals, and obviously the larger the space and the further away those like pens are from each other, the more animals you can have. But I don't want to hit the limit with wolves and boar before we start getting others, because there are others that we're going to want. So I am going to take down a couple of boar as well. Now I know you'll probably be asking, oh, that was a bad idea. Did we just kill all of them? Please tell me we have another one. Oh, you silly fool. I think we just killed all but 1 boar, and that's not going to work for us, because we need 2 boar to breed. That was so silly. Okay, we're going to have to do that at some point. But like I said, we are going to remake the boar pen at some point and give it a big roof. So we'll make sure we get another boar for that specific reason. Oh gosh, that was such a dumb move. Right, it's night time, so let's sleep. Let the smelters and the charcoal kiln finish its work, and then we'll put some more stuff on. And head back to the swamp to mine some more iron, because that's what we need lots of. Lovely, lovely iron. One other thing I do need to apologise for. I know I've got a long laundry list of apologies to make today. This episode is going up later than usual. With my recent episodes and other videos, I have been trying to stick to the 2 PM schedule. This is 2 PM UK time, so for those of you around the world, I'm really sorry if it comes out early morning or late night for you. I can adjust it if it is problematic for some people, but 2 PM just seems to be the best time of the day for me to upload. It's where I seem to get a lot of... it's just easier for me to do it at that time, because I can get the upload working throughout the morning, letting it process, especially for videos that are half an hour or longer, because they do take some time. I don't know why my upload speed is so bad at home. I've got like the top internet that I can buy from the company that I use, but yeah, it just doesn't upload very fast. I guess it's because I'm usually doing other stuff at the same time, so the network is being a bit clogged up with uploading and downloading. Sometimes I'll set my uploads to go whilst I'm at work. I'll do like 1 or 2. Oh, that was a mistake. I did not mean to pop bone mass. I'm not going to get attacked in here that much. But yeah, sometimes I'll set uploads going as I leave for work and just let it go throughout the day. And I'll try and like get all of the editing and stuff done on it and get the schedule set for it to release, and then just leave it in the morning. Although I don't like doing that too much, because I'm one of those people that's a bit picky about their laptops and the PCs. I don't like having it on all day if I'm not using it. Absolutely fine to have it on all day if I'm using it, if I'm doing stuff with it, but if it's not being used, I just kind of want to turn it off. But I do have my PC set to sleep after like an hour of inactivity, so save that power. Okay, so it looks like most of this... Oh, there's this one here. Now, most of this wing is pretty much clear. There's nothing in there. I think we dumped a whole bunch of stuff in there. So we're going to finish clearing out this crypt, and then we'll probably look for another one. Maybe go and clear another one out before we head back. Oh, you can kind of see a shield in that pile. That was weird. Is this going to be a dead end? Yep, I can see the yellow mushroom. Yep, it's a dead end. Ah, that's a shame. We're doing pretty well on iron currently, so I don't think we're going to need too much more. We've got a few stacks, but there is one wing left here, and we can see that on the top of this scrap pile you can kind of see through the wall, so it doesn't connect to the wall, so it's not a dead end. Should be able to go through here and find a few more. Hello, Drogot. Don't mind me, just knocking your walls down. Is it you guys leaving all this poo lying around with iron in it? You need to stop eating so much iron. Oh, okay, so maybe we can't block. We can't block with a pickaxe when it's Drog, or they hit too hard. Wow, he tanked that black sword swing really well. I was surprised he managed to attack me through that. It's a black metal sword. How did you tank through that? That's 2 biomes away from where you are. That's impressive. I can understand him not breaking from the... I understand him being able to break through an iron pickaxe in terms of me blocking him, but... yeah, that was strange. This one leads through. Yep, it does. Nice one. Is our... I think I can see a blob or an ooze. Or is that just the green torch that's glowing? I can't tell. Oh no, it's just the green torch. I was looking. Aha, this is one of those rooms. Oh yes, beautiful. I do love finding those chests. Sometimes you get really lucky in rooms like this. It's like a corridor with... Oh, there we go. Amazing. Chains and iron. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm really happy with that. That was 32 bits of iron we just found in those two chests. That's a really good find. I'm really happy with that. That's going to save us a boatload of time. I don't know why I keep saying boatload. Apologies. I guess it's because we keep sailing things back, so boatload seems to be the most useful, or the most what word am I thinking of? Suitable in terms of a term that I could use for the amount of things that we're doing. I'm just rambling now. I always knew we were going to get to this point where we'd get to certain episodes where I'd struggle to find things to talk about and then just end up rambling. Oh, nice. We've got plenty of stacks in there. And I think there's another stack waiting for us as well. Let's take out this leech. We could use some blood bags, actually, because blood bags are used in some of the... I think it's the medium healing mead. So we could use the blood bags from these guys. Some turnip seeds, but we don't need those. I've been skipping those intentionally. This has been a really good swamp biome, this one. If you look at the map, we've had 6 crypts marked on the mini-map currently, but I'm pretty sure there's another 2 or 3 to the right, or to the east of the 6 that we can see. So that's like 9 or 10 crypts we've found in this one swamp biome. That's really good. Okay, 13 of those. There's a ruby here. I'll take the ruby. Couple more piles in here. This one's a dead end because you can see the rubble. Another one to our left. That's pretty much all from this one. Oh, there's a couple of little bits. So yeah, things like this where you can see that like 90% of the pile that we're mining is stuck in the wall. So I wouldn't be surprised if we leave this one and see another scrap iron piece on the floor. Whereas this one seems to go in, but I think this one's a dead end again. Even though you can technically kind of see above the scrap pile there's a gap. Oh, actually, I might be wrong. I could be wrong here. This might actually be a double one, actually. This is a double. So sometimes you'll have scrap piles on one end of a tunnel like this, but a tunnel that'll lead through to a new room, but that room will also have a scrap pile on the other end of the tunnel, but they kind of merge together in the middle. I call them double piles. Just double your money's worth of iron, which is pretty nice. What is that on the floor? Oh, it's just more piles. Let's try and get that, shall we? There's another one on the left. Can we get that? How much weight we got left? We were doing alright. There you go, you saw that one there. The 6.7 damage we did to the pile was actually in the wall, technically, so... Oh wow, I can barely even see this one. So dark. Yeah, so that piece that was inside the wall that we did damage to, that mined it out, we might actually get that outside. It's pieces like that that sometimes will chuck it outside the crypt instead of inside. Like chucking it at your feet. I think this is a dead end as well. Yep, definitely is. I think there was a couple of bits. Did we see a bit there? Yeah, we did. I knew I saw a little bit sticking out of that wall. Even though it's like pitch black and we can barely see it. I can see the muddy scrap pile name coming up every time we hover over it. But it's one of those that you can't see exactly where it is, so you'll be stood there for like 5 minutes trying to mine it out. Whereas I could spend that 5 minutes mining another pile. Sometimes it's just not worth it. And this one leads through to another room as well. That's quite good. Is this another double? No, it's not. I don't think the tunnel's big enough for it to be a double. Oh, apologies. Didn't realise I wasn't facing the microphone there. Problem with these types of microphones, they're not attached to me, so whenever I move my head to look at something behind me or to the left, like I'm not facing the mic, so it's not picking up my voice clearly. Apologies if it went a bit muffly there. What do we have in here? Some gems, some money. We don't need the wood. If we do need the wood in future, we will come back and get it, but I don't think we're going to need it. And I don't think we're going to go to another crypt after this one, because this has been a really lucrative crypt. We've had tons of iron from this. There's a couple of bits I'm going to drop off, actually. I don't want the withered bones. I don't want the entrails or the head. We just want to keep it. We don't even want the arrows, really. We're just going to keep it to the bare basics that we want, which is the iron. Oh, hello, Droggett. He's not happy to see me. Down you sit. Take that 300 damage stab. Oh, hello. And goodbye. Get staggered. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to head back after the pickaxe breaks. And we'll just mark this one as incomplete so we can always come back in future if we do need it desperately. I think this might be the end of our iron farming from the swamp. Maybe. I could be wrong, actually. It depends. I know that some of the crafting recipes for certain items from the Mistlands, not just the crafting bits, but the actual items you can make and tools and stuff, some of them do require quite a large amount of iron, so I don't know I don't think we'll come back here. I think we've been in the swamp crypts a bit too much, so I think we'll probably just stick to the method of getting iron and copper and stuff from Mistlands itself to get iron for that, rather than... Oh, that's a dead end. Whoops. Rather than having to come back to the swamp again. Imagine if we get to the fight at the Ashlands and it's just, you need 100 iron, go back to the swamp. Yet again. We've been every biome since the swamp, we've had to come back to the swamp to get more iron. That's probably one thing I would ask them to change. Put a different way of getting iron in, but later stages in the game, so you don't have to keep coming back to the swamp, because the swamp is the one biome you visit multiple times. I know I'm saying this now, and this is after they've released the Bog Witch update, which puts a new merchant in the swamp. I'm guessing that's what maybe they're acknowledging that with this new update. Being like, yeah, we understand you have to keep coming back to the swamp, so we'll stick a merchant here to make it even more worth it for you. To be fair, I do want some of her new stuff. In the current state of recording, she's not in the game, because this was recorded months ago, but I think it's around just after we get to the Mistlands, that's when it will start appearing, and that is when we started recording, and the Bog Witch or the Swamp Witch will be in the game, so I will make sure that we have an episode dedicated after we're set up in the Mistlands. We'll dedicate an episode to going out and finding her, and then seeing what new stuff she's got and getting the new tools and stuff like that. There is a lot of cool new things that she brings out with her. Quite looking forward to that merchant. Hopefully she doesn't cost a bomb in terms of gold requirements. That would be annoying. Okay, here we are. Let's get sailing, shall we? Right. I think this is where we shall call the episode, so thank you everybody for watching. It's been a decent episode. We've got a ton of scrap iron that we're going to need to smelt down for our new armour set. And I've managed to update you all on how things are going currently and what the plans are for the future and Christmas plans and stuff like that. So if you don't catch any of the content coming over Christmas, I hope you all have a very good holiday season. I hope you all get everything you're wanting and have some good food and spend some time with your families. And if not, then I'll always be here releasing my videos in case you want something to watch. But yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I shall catch you in the next one.